Hello, welcome to my garden. We are in tumultuous times right now, and gardening can sustain us and feed us and give us beautiful things to look at. And I'm doing this channel because I see a lot of my friends going out to do some gardening or to grow some things, whether on their balcony if they live in an apartment or out in their yard. And I just want to help you not make the mistakes I made when I was starting out and just give you some basics. And today we're going to start by transplanting some zinnias that I grew from seed. Here I have some zinnia seedlings that I planted indoors in May. I planted them under lights and on heating cables. Most seedlings don't even need light to sprout as much as they need warmth, so you can plant seeds like these zinnias in a warm place in your house. Some people like to use the top of their refrigerator. As you can see, these seedlings have more than 2 leaves, which means I can transplant them out of this shallow flat and into a 4-inch pot. On the other side here, we have some seedlings which have sprouted more recently, and they only have their 2 cotyledons, which are not a kind of dinosaur, but are their embryonic leaves. These baby leaves provide them everything they need until they start growing their true leaves. Then you can transplant them into a potting mix that has more nutrition. So here I have some planting pots that I'm reusing. They're clean. And what I'm going to do is fill them with some potting soil. And potting soil is different from the soil that I planted the seeds in. So this is called a sterile seedling mix. And the reason that you use a sterile mix, I mean, you don't have to, not everybody does, but it can help you prevent certain diseases and funguses and things that might be more prevalent in regular potting soil. So I'm going to use a pencil to create a little hole there. And you know what? Improvising here. I usually use a butter knife, but I forgot to bring that out. So I'm going to use, this is what I used to sharpen my tools with, so I'm going to be very careful. And what I want to do is grab it by one of its true leaves. So these are the leaves that look more like the leaves of the actual plant itself and not the kind of rounded leaves that the cotyledon. And I'm going to just push this in here and help me gently pull that up. And then I press that in there gently. That's standing up, which is a good sign. And I'm going to do one more with you. And then I'll do the rest. And then we'll water them. Very important that you water them in. All right. Over here is another one with true leaves coming in. Kind of got a nice little root ball there. So I'm going to put a nice wider hole. Great. But as you can see, I have flowers in this watering can, but it's the watering can that's here. So I'm going to gently water it in. Kind of toppled that one, but it should be fine later. Give that one a bit more potting soil. Just a little bit though, we don't want to, it's not like a tomato where you can plant it right up to its first true leaves. And then these are going to go back in the cold frame to get a little stronger and a little bigger before we plant them in the garden. And the reason that we do that is that, first of all, these are, we're in Seattle, and it's June. We call it January here. So it can have some warm days, but often they can start out really cool and cloudy, and the nights can be really chilly. And zinnias are native to the South America, Southern Hemisphere, and they like it really hot. So you want to make sure that conditions are really right for them. I've definitely put zinnias out a little bit too early before, and I've just seen them totally demolished by insects because they just haven't developed the strength yet that they will need. So we're going to give them a little bit more time, put on some muscle. Thanks for hanging out with me while we learned how to transplant some seedlings and what can happen in the seedling process when they're ready to do that. And I hope this helps you through your journey with seeds. See you next time.